Be the change you want to see in the world. Hello everyone. Thank you for getting out of your third period class to come listen, and I hope when you leave you're more moved, motivated, and determined to use the gifts you've been given to be a positive change in the world. My name is Preston. I'm a freshman, and like many of you, I have a story to tell. Looking at me now, unless you are one of my close friends, you have never have believed that I was told by a doctor that I have widespread blood cancer and I needed immediate treatment or I would die. I was 5 years old and my mom noticed a rather large bump on my neck. She took me to the doctors who diagnosed me with stage 3 Hodgkin's lymphoma, a type of blood cancer. I was 5 years old and I had cancer in my neck, chest, liver, and spleen. A port was placed next to my heart where 7 different chemotherapy drugs pumped cancer-killing chemotherapy throughout my body. It killed the cancer, but it also made me very sick. I got painful mouth sores, was very weak, hospitalized at times, and had no hair or energy. I also had a 4-year-old sister and a 1-year-old brother, so needless to say, my parents were devastated with this news. Fortunately, after many months of treatment, I went into remission, and to this day, with just yearly checkups, I remain cancer-free. On the night before chemotherapy, a knock came on our door, and on the front step was a big black bag with the logo of a green frog on it. I opened this bag up, and inside was an abundance of gifts ready to be played with the next day at the hospital. There was a Nintendo DS, video games, books, thinking activities, all treats to take my mind off of what was going to take place the next day at the hospital. From that day on, I brought my bags of fun every day, every single time I went to the hospital, and my parents guarded it with their life, so much as not to get dirty or damaged. I still have my bags of fun today, and it is still in prime condition, because I loved it so much. That bag represented for me an endless supply of blessing that my family has been given since my diagnosis. I was granted from Make-A-Wish a trip to Disney World. I got a trip to Florida to watch Tim Tebow play his very first NFL game for the Broncos. I got a trip to Maine for camp. I got summer after summer of cancer camps in the Colorado mountains. I got jerseys, tickets to professional games, airplane rides, and on and on. My story honestly could have ended there, but it didn't. My family knew deep in their hearts that according to Acts 20:35, it's more blessed to give than to receive. And knowing that children are still getting diagnosed with cancer, suffering the harsh side effects of treatment, and then the long-term side effects, and some are still dying, we couldn't hold on to our gifts. We had to give them back. Did you know that a child is diagnosed every 2 minutes with cancer worldwide, and 1 in 5 of those children will not survive that cancer? Because I am one of the lucky 4 who survived, it's up to me to do what I can to help other children and families suffering from the side effects of cancer, and also to help support the organizations out there bringing smiles to a hurting child, like Bags of Fun and also the Make-A-Wish Foundation. More children die of childhood cancer than any other disease in the world, in the U.S., and every year 300,000 kids worldwide are diagnosed. And cancer doesn't care about borders, race, nationality, age, socioeconomic status, or religion. It can strike any child at any time. Children with cancer hope for the same things that children without cancer hope for. They dream of being princesses or pirates, walking on the moon, getting married, and having children. But cancer gets in the way. Every March for St. Baldrick's, I shave my head. Yes, you will see me bald in the hallways. Along with a big team of adults and kids, and we strive to raise thousands of dollars for St. Baldrick's, a nonprofit pediatric cancer organization, all committed to researching for a cure and better treatments for children. To date, we've raised over $100,000 for St. Baldrick's, and if you want to come, our next big event is March 16th after school at Slattery's Irish Pub. And don't worry, if you don't want to shave your head, you can just come and be a part of the event. I'm also actively involved with the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, and I have teamed with local schools to help run a 3-week Pennies for Patients campaign, where students bring any kind of change they can for 3 weeks, and we collect change in dollar bills to help cure blood cancer. 1 in 77 will be diagnosed with blood cancer, and I was one of those 77. So my efforts are big to help cure blood cancer as well. Like I stated earlier, I was granted a wish from the Make-A-Wish Foundation and given the lifetime trip to Disney World. Every single kid diagnosed with a life-threatening disease or cancer, a heart or kidney transplant, is granted a wish. Truly anything in the world they want. Think about it, anything. Well, as you can imagine, those wishes are costly. So every November and December, I teamed up with our school and volunteered with the Believe campaign and helped raise thousands of dollars toward more wishes. And this past October, for Walk for Wishes 5K Run and Walk, with the help of my Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu gym, we organized a team that raised enough money to grant a 15-year-old boy diagnosed with blood cancer a trip to Hawaii. So why am I doing this? Why do I help all these organizations? Well, number one, it's because these organizations gave so much to me, and it's my duty and obligation to give back. Also, it's because I have the resources and ability and the story to spread on this word and raise as much money as I can. And third, because it's not a chore or a task to help these organizations. It gives me a lot of joy, and it gives joy to these organizations. So it's a lot of fun helping them. So go and change the world. Be bold enough to use your voice, be brave enough to listen to your heart, and be strong enough to live the life you've always imagined. And make mistakes, because if you are making mistakes, then you are making new things, trying new things, living, learning, pushing yourself, changing yourself, and changing the world. You are doing things you've never done before, and more importantly, you're doing something to change the world. Thank you.